Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are joined by Tysie Gallagher, but before that, support for this podcast is brought to you by xbrain.co.uk for all of your on-demand supplementation needs. Enter promo code, my kids have just run in, enter promo code Fighting Words to save 20% at checkout. Support for this podcast is also brought to us by our boys at Market Squawk, powered by livesquawk.co.uk for all of your on-demand data needs. Now, that's out of the way. Tysie Gallagher, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
I'm all good, thank you.
Yeah, I can see in your face that you also have a child, so you know how petulant they are.
Yeah, I'm just hoping she don't come through this door right now.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah.
Definitely, my 6-year-old is having an absolute stroke.
I could hear her running past. I'm just hoping for the best.
Shh, mummy's doing interviews. Mummy's doing media. You know what I mean? Right, yeah. So we were just chatting before we hit record. Like, how was Friday? How did it feel to get back out, return after a little bit of a controversial L? But here we are, back to winning ways. How'd it go?
Yeah. No, it was good. It went as planned. I went in there with the idea of not just going in and winning, because I could have beat that girl various different ways, but I wanted to beat her with what I've been working on since July and last few months, working on my weaknesses, and I feel like I went in and done that. So
yeah,
Tony was happy. So yeah.
So with we'll just, I don't want to spend too long on it because we're very positive people. You know what I mean? Like, there's a salt lamp going on. Jesse's got shit on the wall. Like, it's a very good vibe that we try and hold. So with the L, right, it was very close. And like you were saying before, if you had that, you'd be Commonwealth champ and things would be changing. You was even saying to us that, you've finished work and now you're doing a little bit of press. So first of all, how do you balance the life of, family, training, job, the whole lot all together, as well as, maintaining levels to which to earn with all of them? Because it's a lot of juggling, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of juggling. It's a very busy life. Like, even so now, last few days, well, since Friday, I've been on a proper, like, I've kind of crashed, and I'm like, last few days I've just been kind of burnt out, I think, because, like, not from the fight itself, but from like say like 8 weeks leading up to the fight, I'm flat out training, flat out sparring. Obviously got a little girl who she there's a few nights a week where she does gymnastics, swimming, she does and stuff like that. And then obviously I've been helping in schools with troubled youth, teaching, like, mentoring and teaching them boxing and stuff like that. So I've been flat out, and where I feel like my body knows that I can have a couple of weeks rest now, it's just like I've hit like a little crack in.
Would you say that as a warrior queen that you're all give?
Yeah, literally. But it's I don't know how it all works, but I'm in a very good routine. Like, we're in quite a good routine. I've got great family who help. They help a lot. Obviously my partner, he's good, and we just make it work. I don't know how.
Yeah, well, you got no choice but to, right?
Yeah,
that's just need to get you to the stage that when you can actually have like a week or 10-day nice banger. Like, we see everyone, they have a fight and then they're in Dubai 25 minutes later. They're like doing IFL from the plane and stuff. Like, that's where we need to get you at.
Would be nice. It would be nice.
It would be all right, wouldn't
it? No, yeah. A few more fights and that might be able to happen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, you're very new in your career, which is great, and you're young, right? 24?
Yeah, 24, yeah.
So you're without being disrespectful, essentially a baby. When did you start boxing, and why? Because
I think I started about 11. I was about 11. I started. I was just always into sports as a kid, and when I was about 10, maybe 11, I got diagnosed with ADHD, and I was always kind of labelled the naughty kid, the crazy, like, the odd one out type thing. And
Yeah.
the only thing that ever helped me, or I felt at peace, or I could channel my energy, was in sports, and it was mainly football back then. But I had this like drive where anything that I did, I had to try and be the best at it.
Yep.
And yeah, my mum like seen that there was a local boxing at the community centre, took me down there just to have a try. She took me and my brother down there, and yeah, I just like I didn't ever really have an interest in boxing before that, but the first day there, I just fell in love with it, and just ever since, just yeah, it was just my passion after that.
Did you find like more peace than any other sport? Because when
Oh
you're
yeah,
sparring, when you're training properly, there's nothing else that matters, right?
that's it exactly. It was just different. Like for me, it was like, and then I started going like twice a week, and then it was like I'd be begging my mum and dad to take me. Like I'd go down every session of the week, so 4 days a week, and then it just become literally my whole teenage, like childhood and teenage years. I was down the boxing club every single evening after school, and it was pretty much the only thing I cared about, if I'm honest. And sometimes I look back and could have been a bad thing, because I didn't take like school and stuff serious, because I used to just think, well, it don't matter because I'm just going to box anyway. Like it don't really matter. Which I wouldn't condone anyone to think like that, like now, but that's just how I did think. And it was like I didn't take, like I wasn't very good academically and then when I put so much work and effort into boxing, I think, well, it don't matter if I'm not good academically, I'm gonna do something in boxing. So that's just always what I work towards.
That's like it's quite refreshing to hear. And when when for example, like all you've just said there is, atypical ADHD, academics in the classroom is not really the place for us. But
Yeah,
you find another outlet of any sort, you find another way to make it work, and that's what you've done. And to be fair, the division you're in, I mean, we got Ellie Scottney, she's a big name.
yeah.
We got Stevie Levy, epic, like just any name that rhymes is powerful. And then we've got Amy in there as well. Like there's some proper name, and Ramala Ali. Like
Yeah, of course. And
I would
obviously,
say,
like,
go on.
and I've also the whole bantamweight category as well, because
Yeah.
if any opportunities come at bantamweight, I'll definitely snatch them up as well. And that's the likes of like Ebony Bridges, obviously Nina again.
Yep.
Yeah, there's loads. So Shannon Courtney. So
Yeah. I mean, Shannon and Ebony are both on the same card on Saturday, aren't they? So
yeah.
I would assume that maybe if Shannon looks like a little bit of a world beater again, maybe they try and conjure up that next encounter. But like from a training perspective, like who are you normally sparring with? Are you down with like Ellie? Are you down with the other elites of the division in the UK? Are you spending time with them, or is it not really the case now? You guys are all kind of cold warring.
No, yeah. So I haven't sparred Ellie in a while, but I was last year a few times. My main like sparring partners have been Raven Chapman, which by the way she's
She's a good
class. Like
fighter. Yeah.
yeah, she's tough as nails. She is. But obviously I've done a few rounds with Stevie Levy. That was not long ago. Who else? Shannon Ryan. She's a bit lighter though, but she whip it. She is. She's good.
Yeah, she's a unit, isn't she?
Yeah, really good. So yeah, I do mix it in with quite a few of the girls around. To be fair.
So with your like the what's next? Obviously, you are 4 days, 5 days from previously fighting. Have you already had a little bit of a shout of what's coming up next, or do you have an ideal with what's coming up next?
A little bit, but do you know what? Like, there's a few different avenues I can go down now. Main thing is just to be active until like any opportunities come. But I don't know, like, I don't actually have a solid plan out for the next few months, but there's going to be a lot of opportunities flying around. There already has been, and So whatever's really like the most, I don't know, like worth taking
Yeah, the best
opportunity, then
opportunity will be the best opportunity, right? It doesn't matter if it's
we'll
yeah.
take it. But I'm definitely looking to get a title. Maybe if not my next fight, definitely the fight after. Which title that is, I don't know. But we could go down the obviously at bantamweight as well. If the opportunities come at bantamweight, then I'll take them. But so yeah, it could range from the European, the Commonwealth, or it's so hard to say because with women's boxing, you can just get offered. Tomorrow, I could get a phone call offering me
Yep.
something massive.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. So, I'm just waiting for an opportunity to come, and just gonna, and in the meantime, just stay active and busy, keep momentum, and just keep improving.
Women's boxing's in a fantastic spot here, but also like quite a weird spot, like what you said there. So you got people fighting that are world champions 5 fights in, and you're just like,
Yeah.
I thought that was reserved for like a Lomachenko, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That they're literally like 5 fights in, and it's just mad, isn't it? It's I don't want to say wild west, but
yeah,
it's fairly all over the place. You know, you got people out
yeah,
there with like 22 wins, 87 losses, and 8 draws, and they're fighting for a European title. And you're like, when did that ever? Like, wow.
yeah. It's true. It's true. Even like me fighting my 5th fight for a Commonwealth title in WBO International, it was like I couldn't really like when I was done it. It was it just you just do it, but then afterwards, sat back and thought like that's my 5th fight. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just happened so fast. Like I couldn't believe it. Yeah,
but it's good, right? And it even if it's a case that the belts come sooner, it's only good marketing for the sport. Like we've all seen Clarissa with every belt. We've all seen Katie and Chantel Cameron and like, you know, Alicia Baumgardner. Like we've seen like the big names in the sport, and they are literally draped in the belts. And there's always like a complete association with casuals. Belts mean excellence. I mean, I've got 4 of them behind. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not a big deal, but you know, it's a good thing. And like you're saying, the second you get a belt, you have a grip and value. Like we were chatting with Echo Esmond the other day, and like he's got every belt that he can possibly get a hold of, and he will hold on to them till the day he goes because he knows that
yeah.
whilst he has that, you have to have fights, you have to offer
Gives
him
him
the
sway.
opportunities. Yeah, you got something to back you up with. Where
Of
like,
course, yeah. As soon as you've got a title, the target's on your back.
mm-hmm,
Everyone wants what's yours, you know. So, and it's a good thing because you definitely get the good fight. Like, what do we put our day in day out? What do we put our life and soul into? And what? Because you want the big fights, you want the best fights. We want people talking about it,
for
and
sure.
the best way to get that is by having a target on your back. Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also just adds more value to you as an entity, as a promotional talent. Like if there's someone that wants what you have other than a name, you're always going to get the fights. I don't think it's that hard for you to get fights anyway, is it?
No, no, definitely not. Yeah, it's true. It's exciting though. It's exciting for
Mm,
for what's to come because I've only been a pro for 1 year and so much has happened. So imagine
Yeah.
another year or 2 years. Like there's going to be so much of the story to tell.
but 5 fights in
In
a
your
year
first year. It's
is
good.
active. It's really good.
That's very
Yeah. Well,
active.
I've had six now. Six now.
6, my
So
bad. Sorry.
Yeah,
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 6.
excuse me. 6 fights.
yeah,
Very
it's good.
active. And is that the
Been
plan for
busy.
going next year?
Yeah, definitely. As long as like there's nothing that holds me back. But yeah, um, yeah, I prefer that. Like just being fight, have a couple weeks rest, and then get back to it, and then just keep fighting. Yeah, I much prefer that. I could have had more, but I just had a couple injuries and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, so I had to pull out of the fight. But apart from that, yeah, that's the aim to get as many fights and experience and rounds in. Um, and obviously, like I said at the beginning, it's not about just winning; it's about winning the way we train to and plan
Yep.
to, and
Yeah.
so you know, like and it's not always about the next fight. It's you're winning that fight in a style that will win you the title fight in a few fights time. So that's always the motive for me, really.
I mean, that's quality to hear. It is, because there's so many people that they just only want the opportunity perfect for when they want it, how they want it, and at the right time, and they will turn down because like the biggest loss is always the first one, and it's already done. Like everything else is just a memory now. Like it's only up from here, which is
Yeah,
fantastic.
no, definitely. And like, well, like with me, like even since the amateurs, I've always been the fighter that I won't I won't turn down the fights if
Mm,
like because it's a tough fight. Um, that's what I'm in it for. Like obviously, having an O on your record is that's what everyone wants. But at the end of the day, like I will take the exciting fights. I will take the 50-50 fights. And
mm-hmm.
if I come up short like I did, obviously didn't take it well at the time, but so be it. I'm showing people the heart I've got, and that
Mm-hmm.
I will go into any fight and give it my all.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't just want the spoon fed fights that I know I'm definitely gonna win, and you know what I
Mm.
mean. And like even taking a domestic fight earlier on, like me and Nina, both of us, like we didn't have to do that.
For sure.
We could take the go round and get the Commonwealth title a lot easier route,
Act.
but that's just not what I'm in it for, and I just never will be. Never have been. So
Run me
yeah.
through your amateur background.
So in the amateurs, I won a junior national title.
Mm-hmm.
I won the NABC title. Um, I got to the finals in the youth championships, and then I got to the semi-finals. Lost in the semi-finals against Ebony Jones in
Okay.
senior elite. That's another one, Ebony Jones. I could
Yeah.
face in the pros as well, which would be good because we met a few times in the amateurs, like from when we were young, going through.
Mm.
And yeah, so with the amateurs, I did quite a lot, and I've done quite a lot of box for England, and then when done quite a few like international um tournaments and stuff. So I was pretty busy
It's
as an
pretty,
amateur.
yeah, pretty well
Hey.
established.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And with
and then
with like
obviously, well, my plan was to still stay amateur and like go,
like Team GB.
yeah. But and then obviously my road got cut a little bit short when I
Altered.
altered. Yeah, when I fell pregnant at 19, um and when I knew I was going to carry on boxing, but and then I knew I wouldn't be able to do that because that involves staying in Sheffield like a few nights a
Yeah.
week and stuff like that. So I just knew that that wasn't really the option for me. So
Mm.
I went, yeah, just went down the pro gym and went down that route.
How different did that make you? I mean, obviously, I'm a dad. I've got a couple. Right. I can't imagine being an up and coming female fighter because it's different because you're carrying the child, you're training. Like your body will be different afterwards. There's so many things to it. Like how much has it changed things? Has it made you want things more? Is it because for me it put everything in line and kind of just focused me.
Yeah, no, it changed me. Like at first, I was in such a baby bubble, and I could have easily probably not gone back to it. It was like,
Mm,
no, this is my new purpose. This is what I like, and but and then it was like I I knew that I needed to make something of myself for her, for us.
yep.
'Cause when she was first born, we was like we was living in a temporary hostel, like just me and her, and we like when I was going through them sort of experiences, it was like I need something better for us, like, and the only thing that's gonna, like, the thing that I've been doing for 10 years
Mm.
is the only thing that's really gonna get me out. Or I'm gonna make something of myself by doing something I've put 10 years into, and I've done well at it. So I need to get back to it and put all my focus into that, and then and make something for us. And that was always my goal. So just looking at her every single day just was like my biggest focus and my inspiration to just keep going. Like, even on the tough days, like, there's obviously days you wake up with no motivation and
Mm-hmm.
you could do without it, but knowing I've got a little someone looking up to me just helped me stay on path, really.
Would you be okay if she wanted to go down the same route as mummy?
Um, I would have to be. I would no. I would support her 100%,
Yeah,
but I would prefer her to stay at gymnastics.
yeah, for sure.
But if she wanted to box, then yeah, she's got the right mum to push her along.
God, imagine
Um,
that. We get the first mother-daughter like trainer champion combo.
yeah, stay tuned.
Oh, oh. When
I
you
know.
when you see that, because so now with now women's boxing is kind of, so when I was younger, there was like a massive uprising. We had like Anne Wolf and Layla Ali, and like it was a thing for a bit. Then it vanished for years and years and years. Kind of went underground a little bit, but now obviously the UK is the mecca of it. You know, when you're getting big US
Yeah, for
world
sure.
champions coming here, insisting on fighting here because they can sell, 20,000 tickets here, but at home they're in a leisure centre. Like it
Yeah,
makes perfect sense. So now when you're seeing like, the rivals, the Savannah and the Clarissa, the much more fun one, which is obviously Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgartner, which is still going on now. Like, are you now sitting there looking for your own version of this to get a little bit? Because I would suggest start talking all of the shit on all of the social media now.
it's
Let's start
exciting,
targeting
isn't it?
Romola Ali. Let's start doing
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, let's make it.
it's exciting, isn't it? But like, I've been asked a few times by like people and friends and stuff, like, would I be like that if I don't know if I would. I'm a bit. It's probably not in my nature. I'd have to really force it if I was to be like that. Like, do you know what I mean? But I like watching it. It's exciting.
We
I
don't
think
have to
it
be aggy
only,
with it. You
yeah,
could just have the rivalry because
Yeah, I think it's important to have a bit of rivalry as well. Anyway, though,
yeah.
but I just can't imagine myself showing emotion in it. If anything, I'd just laugh and like just
But then
be a
people like
smart
the
ass.
like the Yanks, they get wound up so much by that, so that would work
Yeah.
yeah.
perfectly. They get so it gets right on their nerves.
No, it's true. Yeah, like Savannah Marshall, she was just. That's probably the more of the approach I would take. To be honest, it would be more
Just
just
laugh it off a little bit and hope for the best. Like,
yeah. And they
just
they rage from it, didn't they?
yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
really, really do. When are you when you hear the massive debate of, the smaller gloves, 3-minute rounds, like, what do you think is the solution? Are you cool with 10 twos? Do you want 12 twos? Do you want 10 threes? Like, what's the
I'm I'm cool with 2 minute rounds.
Hmm.
I got asked this
why,
a few weeks
you know what
ago.
I mean? Why wouldn't you be?
I'm cool
Yeah.
with 2 minute rounds. Like, I'm not. I don't. I feel like if it went to 3 minute rounds, we'd all have to drop it, go back to four rounders. Well, I didn't even start on a four rounder, but like you got to condition yourself. You got to have that engine, and that
I
extra
said a
minute is a
similar
big
thing.
difference. Like, we girls that are doing 10 twos now, they wouldn't be going straight into 10 threes.
Mm-mm.
You'd have to bring it all the way
6 at
down. But
best.
no, yeah, personally, I'm happy with the 2 minutes. I wouldn't mind 12 rounds. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would do the 12 rounds because
12 twos would be good.
yeah, 10
I,
2
I
it does
think
go
12 twos.
it does go quick. But I
Mm.
might just be saying that because my style of boxing, like, it just fits perfect for 2 minutes. Um, but yeah, like, I have obviously heard a lot that it's going to change and stuff, so it'd be quite interesting to see. But
I'm not sure it will for quite a while, because
yeah,
the
Mm.
promoters that have the real power with the governing bodies and the rule set, I don't think they want like you would have to
Yeah.
have the entire crop of the elite now be
You need to
gone.
start grooming the next wave. You
That's
can't
what I'm
just do
saying.
it
Yeah.
to all current boxers, like even younger than you and even
Mm.
just about to turn pro. You'd have to be grooming them for the 3-minute rounds. Like you
Yeah, it's
can't
true.
change a whole style of boxing across the board.
Yeah. They tried it on DAZN a couple of weeks ago on the Montana Love card. The girls that were fighting on there were doing 6 3-minute rounds because you can in Ohio.
Oh,
And
really?
it just changed. I mean, it just changed it. The reason that people find it exciting and it's fun to watch it is because it is such a sprint.
It's
And
so
Mhm.
full on, yeah, and
exactly.
It's
doing
relentless,
it 3 minutes, it just calms everything down, don't it?
massively.
But
And
if
it will
you think
change the way
about like,
people train. It will like work so much more in
yeah,
favor of developing your power instead of your endurance and the speed.
yeah. Think about a
Yeah,
Katie Taylor doing that for 3 3/12s. I think it changes her style. I think it's nowhere near. She's not the fighter she is now because you just can't be, right?
Mm.
no, yeah, it's true, very true. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it staying 2 minutes.
Just
To
don't
be
take any
fair.
fights in Ohio.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Just yeah, because they might do you on the 3 minutes on the
It's like,
sly.
wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
Nice. Right. Jess, do you have anything more for the young queen?
We found out we've asked everything we kind of want. Anything you
That's
wanted
what
to
I'm
get at?
saying.
Anything you want to
Yeah,
say?
just if you want to like shout out sponsor, shout out anything.
Yeah, I'll
But
Sponsor
shout
yeah,
out
one.
my sponsors. For my last fight, it was Boxing Saves Lives. Gail Caddick with the Light Corporation, Lonsdale, and Swift Scaffolding, and Hills Physical Developments and Reese Cooper.
I love a
Literally,
scaffolding company.
Yeah.
We were saying
Boxing
this
in the
before. They are the
UK, yeah.
best sponsors in boxing, and like
Yeah,
always have
building
been.
companies and scaffolders. Like the UK boxing wouldn't exist without
Without
scaffolders.
them.
It is
Yeah.
fact. And we all know it's just to get a little bit cash off the books, and no one cares.
Yeah,
No one
we're here
cares.
for it.
I'm
No one
all
cares.
for it. Give them more.
Uh,
Tysie,
but no,
thank you
yeah,
so much for
thank you so
joining.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you very
we'll
much.
have you back. But when I'm guessing early next year, you'll be back out again. We'll get you back on.
Yeah, I'm out. I should be out at the beginning of March.
March. That's a while.
I know. After
Not
Christmas,
going to try squeeze something in before that, or
I'd like to. If anything come up, I definitely would. But that's what's scheduled now, and like I say, just anything could come up in the meantime.
yeah.
I mean,
Anything could come up.
literally, just start talking all of the shit. There's a Misfits
Yeah,
card
give
that
it
you
to
can
Ramola.
jump on, get the profile on. We've got Romola. What's the Tibbs OnlyFans girl? You bang the life out of her. Massive
Who's
profile,
that?
whatever. I don't even know. She's not even a pro.
She's just some
You destroy
OnlyFans.
her.
She's just fought on one of the Misfits
But
cards.
it's
But it's
Misfits,
just
isn't it?
profile, isn't it? You could just go beat her up,
Yeah.
get about 100,000 followers. Just be
Yeah.
like, see, I'm a real boxer.
I don't know
Okay.
if I'd go down that route. I don't know.
I think
But,
anything for the profile is
if
where we've got to
they're
be now.
taking
Yeah.
out of your pockets as a boxer, you should be taken out of their pockets as well. I think that's the
Yeah.
only fair way to do it.
It's true. It's
I
true.
hate them, do you?
But I want the big
I
fights. I
hate
want
them.
the big smoke.
True. You want
All right,
Ramola?
Tysie. Yeah, that's what we want. We want Tysie versus Romola, but Romola won't go anywhere near you. She's on a very different path,
Yeah.
should we say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
On that note, thank you for joining us. We'll get you
Nah.
back
Thank you very
well
much.
before March.
Thank you very
well
much.
before
Yeah.
March.
Hopefully, I'll
Alright.
be out for March.
All the best.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Take care.
Thank you. Worked or?
No, definitely not. Not even a little bit. And that's okay. She was cool, wasn't she?
Very cool girl. It's the first what's the word for it? Like the fighters that don't have a profile. What's the term for that?
New?
New,
Low
yeah.
key?
But like the ones that aren't coming off the back of like all the big promo train and
Yeah.
just all the hype and all the momentum. And
But I don't
It's
understand
probably-
why she hasn't, because she speaks
know.
very well. She looks the
really
part,
speaks
and
well.
she's
Looks
also
the part,
not.
boxes nice.
Yeah,
Like it's a really good style to watch.
yeah.
Um
Interesting one, isn't it?
yeah.
But then she wasn't. But then from her
First
perspective,
year.
like
It's her
first
first year
but
back out.
she's not talking. I mean, how sick was it? She's talking about she's got a baby in a hostel.
I know,
It's a little bit heartbreaking, isn't it? And then,
very
like,
much
respect
so.
to her, she's like, I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm going to smash this up.
Yeah,
I've got a lot of time for that. And I
so
think,
much respect, so much time for that.
yeah. And like you said, completely fine with 2-minute rounds. First one to say
Yep.
that. None of this Yas Queen business. She's like, no, I'm cool
Yeah,
with twos.
it's like no, my style suits this, and
Yeah.
she's
Michaela Mayer said
confident.
about twos as well. She said that she
She
only
did,
wants to do twos because unless
she
you pay
did.
me for threes, I'm not going to do threes. Which,
True,
again,
fair enough.
makes perfect
Another
sense.
another justifiable reason, like why get paid the same to work harder,
Mm, yeah.
work
She's
smarter?
also the first one we've had on here where it's been kind of noted that in 5 fights you can be a world champion. In
Yeah,
four
yeah.
fights you can be a Commonwealth. It
And like
is
any of these opportunities could
wild.
come from your fighting, just like your like the first couple of fights, it seems like it's the same route as in the men's, and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden someone's like, "Oh, you go, here's a Commonwealth title fight." It's like, wait, I've just been doing. I'm in my first year, and they're like, "No, no, 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 Commonwealth title time." It's
I wonder how long before they do a women's British.
it's well, just because like what you said there, this is the mecca of women's boxing at the moment,
Mm,
and it's actually the when you look at like the rankings, it's heavily weighed by by women from here. It's not that many from
yeah.
anywhere else, so it's probably not far off. There's enough of a level of competition to get,
I mean, in her division, I think there are 8 listed in the UK. So
which
you'd need to double that to even consider having a British title, right?
I'd say eight's all right for British, but you ain't going to be getting no area titles or anything like that out of that.
No, you're not doing areas, but you could do. You could. I
You
mean,
could do
like Ellie
British, I'd
Scotney's
say.
European champion, she.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and then you
she's
got
champ.
was it Amy
She's
Timlin and
yeah. So the rankings
a couple of the
are
others.
it's Ellie Scotney, Katie Healy. Okay, she
Okay.
looks familiar, but I haven't seen her box. And then you got Ramla Ali, yeah, Tysie, and then some woman named Lisa. Then Amy Tiffin, who has very good punch dynamics. She can definitely throw a
Mm,
ball for sure.
hmm
Stevie Levy, aggro, and then Els Booth. Who's that?
I
Els
don't know.
Booth.
That's the one that I saw, and I couldn't. I was thinking, I don't think I've even seen or heard of.
Els Booth 2-0. Okay.
But
Well,
from here,
yeah. That's just the UK. That's the
yeah.
British. That's the British
So that's
top
a
of the
that's a
division.
that's enough for a British title, I think. But it's just is it equal amounts across the weights? That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
It may not be quite. There may not be quite as many across the weights. That's the only issue.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to see the progression. It's nice to see people like Tysie coming through
Yeah.
who you could quite comfortably see. She's got a 10-fight contract with her promoter. Who knows what
Mm,
she's got? But you could quite comfortably see her getting snapped up by Boxer, by Matchroom. Not
100%.
as much, not as much Queensbury because they don't really muck about that much
No, they haven't
in
really got
women's
involved
boxing
much.
yet. No, but they're super old school, aren't they? And they're becoming.
And that's on the verge of shifting, I think. Like
Yeah, I think so.
for
I think
obvious
they've signed a
reasons.
couple of women now
Yeah,
because
and it's
it is where the tide
since
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
since the controls probably or the decisions are laying in the
yeah,
younger favor,
yeah,
then they're seeing the opportunity in the future. They're doing like what
for
Eddie
sure.
did.
But also as Frank is phasing, like when you see Frank's old
Mm,
now. He was only 71, but he's getting older and
yeah,
older and older. And like
and he's
Den's
not been
even said,
well, so he's not going to
no,
be able to be involved as much, and he's probably going
yeah,
to actually take his foot off the gas and be like, "I'm not even going to call the shots, and I'm not even going to tell you what to do. I've groomed you
yeah.
enough, boys. Now take over." And that's when the decisions will start coming through for different dynamics, I think.
I don't know which one of them it is. Francis, I think.
Yeah, he's the one
There's
that does all the back of house, the decision making, I think.
there was well then it was George. One of the boys. One of the
Mm.
boys is equally as sinister as Big Frank.
Yeah, he's like a young
Equally as
version, isn't
sinister.
he?
Yeah, he really is. And
He
then the
almost
other
seems
one,
more so. The other one's like just like a lad, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah, he is a little bit laddie, and he had like a barber on and a scarf, and he was
That's it.
giving it
White
large.
boy.
But
Mm.
But then, like, people forget that the dent in Frank's head that you see on the interviews, it was a bullet.
Mhm. Yep.
It was a bullet. Someone shot him, you know?
Yeah.
And that, you say whatever you want. You take a
It's that.
shot to the
He's
old Mooey.
from Hoxton, isn't he? And like from when Hoxton was like,
Yeah, Old Kent Road, I think he is. He's proper
is he?
naughty. He's proper council estate.
Oh
Made it
yeah.
up. You know that his house is just completely brown and gold everywhere. Lots of beige, lots of sand, like
With
that.
some red like satin somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that we've maybe gone a little bit off topic,
Sidetracked off.
but
Yeah.
that's okay. We just side
But it was
quested
relative
hard.
because it was
super
relative. It was
Yeah,
relative.
but they don't. Yeah,
I
they
hope
don't.
that she's not on a long fight contract with someone, because if it's with like a slightly lower promoter, that could be enough to just mean that she's always one fight away from having to keep a job.
Well, look, I didn't want to be rude to her on the interview because I was, it's not the vibe. But like we were saying, Bet Connolly. How many times have we seen Bet Connolly fight? It's 5, 6
Mm.
times on big TV shows, and she's like 3-12.
Yeah.
The money, the fights are there to be had if you want to have them. And she, to be fair to her, seems like she's got a very good head on her shoulders, and she's just like, I just want to basically do this. And
If
she's a good fighter.
because she's starting from a proper amateur pedigree of being so young doing it. Like,
Yeah.
she had the
Mhm.
sidetrack thrown in, the speed bump thrown in that changed her direction a little bit, but it isn't because she wasn't of that experience of knowing what boxing's like from life, like where it's all you do, and it's like you know that you fight because you have to fight, and you'll fight anyone, and it's not none of that. Like in the amateurs, there's none of the dodging people. You just fight.
No. Fact.
So she's been brought up around that, which is why she comes across as the type of fighter that you want to see and that you want to be seeing fight often.
It would just be nice to see her on like big shows. It would be
Yeah,
nice to see her
be on
because
some of
like
the like televised ones.
yeah, like Ebony Jones is on Boxer. Like I don't understand why you would go for Ebony Jones over like a Tysie. I
Yeah.
don't understand why.
Yeah.
I mean, like a Caroline Dubois, I get it. It's Dubois family,
The name, the family.
the name,
Yep.
the Olympics, all the other stuff. I get it, but if you don't get the chance to compete in the Olympics, but you're still a good fighter, like all they can do is just sign people, right? Give them a little bit of a chance.
And then, I mean, off the back of like with all the social media lot, like what they
The
called
Misfits.
misfits. Yeah, fucking cunts. All them lot. There's
We're streaming a Misfits card now. I didn't think that would ever happen.
I know.
Didn't
Good
think
job
it would
Streets
ever
ain't here
happen.
for it.
He might die.
Yep.
I'll
I
let
might
him
be
know
half
next
dead.
Saturday. I mean, I think to be honest, that is no less than a 6 to 9 year event. That one. There's no way to get through a Misfits card. And if it's a pay-per-view
No
Misfits
way.
card, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Sam's paying if it's pay-per-view.
Oh, if it's pay-per-view.
If he's there or not, Sam, you're paying.
Oh, God. On that note.
Do you know what? That's what. Before we do go, that's what she could do. Tacy is she
That's
could
what I'm saying
be
to her.
present at the fight, present at those misfit fights, and like she doesn't have to give it like the loud mouthing and fancy bullshit talk. Be present at them often enough, and like I don't think they actually want to fight people, and because she'll be going under the radar, they don't realize how fucked up they're going to get agreeing to fight her, and then she pieces the life out of one of them, gets paid immense amounts of money, and also gets her profile rose.
Yeah, but she's also a actual fighter.
A
And the
purist.
actual fighters don't
Want to do it.
talk shit. They don't want to waste their time. Well, she's 24. She's got a 4-year-old. She's got a partner. She's got a career. She's got all this other stuff going on. Like, you think she's really got that much time to be going down? I mean, I don't even know what the OVO is when the next Misfits card is. Like, go down to the OVO and just start lurking around in the middle of Wembley, just you know, someone. So
Yeah.
for that to happen, it has to be almost like prearranged that it's going to happen, and you have to have the interactions. And so, oh, mate,
You have to get
I
in
can
with this, you
understand.
have to be in with the people, whoever's
I can
setting up the
understand why
training,
they
their
can't be
PR
bothered.
team, and
Yeah,
yeah.
but Sam knew about the promotional company that promotes Tysie, and it is they have links to Misfits or something. There is something to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if it's against a somewhat actual boxer, because
Do
they have
you
got a few,
think
haven't they? Misfits. They've got like 1 or 2 fighters, no,
just
or
Idris?
none at all.
Just Idris.
Just Idris.
Idris. I suppose I don't know. Is Tommy Fury one of them? Jake Paul.
Never know with Tommy.
KSI. KSI the Nightmare.
Someone's gonna hurt him bad. At least Jake Paul has actually shaped up to look like he can box.
You don't think
KSI,
KSI is?
KSI looks like he's gonna die in the ring.
On that note, I think we've peaked. Guys, you know we're back tomorrow, and you know we're gonna have to double down again. It's side quest time as well as an
we've got to direct
Undestructible
it.
afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a Patreon day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll robustly touch bases. Someone said to me about syncs, a monthly sync, a daily sync, as in like just to talk. So we'll sync tomorrow regarding the plan for the SDK. Remain STO, brother. STO for life.
Forever.
Side quest. Forever.
Shout out
mate.
side quest.
Oh, the side quest.